Hey everyone, it's Alex Savage at KTVU, Fox 2 News here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And obviously, a lot of businesses are struggling at a time like this to try to stay afloat here. And in particular, a chain of record stores, very well known record stores here in California, are really trying to keep their doors open here. And they're reaching out to their customers to do so. For more on that, I want to bring in Mark Weinstein, the founder of Amoeba Records. Mark, it's good to have you on here. You got three stores, the flagship in Berkeley, San Francisco, and Hollywood, right?
Right, exactly. The Berkeley store opened 30 years ago on Telegraph, and then about 22 years ago, we opened on Haight Street, 23 years ago, and 20 years ago in LA on Sunset Boulevard.
It seems to me like for a business like yours, folks want to get in there. They want to sift through the records and that's how they want to make their purchases. It's got to be tough when the doors are closed at all three of those businesses. How are you doing?
Well, we're holding up okay. It's of course costing us a lot of money to be closed, and it's very scary. And honestly, it's hard to know if we've applied for SBA loans, but it's hard to know if they'll come through. And also, those are loans, and much of it has to be paid back. So it'll present a burden for us down the road. But we really think we can get through this, especially, which is why we have this GoFundMe campaign to try to kind of create a bridge for us. We have 400 staff altogether, and we're trying to keep them all going. They're all basically collecting unemployment now. But we're hoping as soon as it's safe to be able to get back to business. We're in a business that is kind of tactile in nature. Customers really like to fondle the product. So we don't know if we'll be able to get right back to business when they start lifting restrictions, or whether we'll be in kind of a class of retailers that has to wait a little longer just to be safe for customers and for staff.
In the meantime, you have an online component to your business, right? But but as you point out, obviously folks prefer to go through the stacks of records within a store like yours. But are you seeing an increase in online sales, and is that helping at all?
We've probably, yes, I think we've doubled our sales online, but our mail order still represents maybe 10% of our overall business. And we're not able to offer all of the products that we have in the stores online, but we have a huge inventory of new and used, and we do sell online, and it's done pretty well. It's just not what we're not used to it being such an important component. So right now we've amped it up as best we can for this occasion, but it's an easy way to still help us out and buy product from us. Absolutely. And we're trying to spread the word on that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. And so, and in terms of the GoFundMe, how are you doing on that? And what kind of, you talked about getting some pretty good feedback and responses from a lot of customers.
Well, our goal is $400,000, which is not an arbitrary number. It kind of represents, since we have 400 staff, it could be almost anything to help cover payroll. We're also paying for everyone's insurance and all that stuff. Literally, that's about a month and a half worth of rent for all three stores. So any number of ways will it help us greatly. The response has been great. We got over $170,000 as of right now, and the comments have been absolutely heartwarming and have very much helped us get through all this. Our customers love our venue so much, and we built it with obviously our crazy customers in mind, but musicians and everything else. We've always been acting like an independent, even though we're big. We very much care about musicians and music, and we've had obviously many great in-stores and concerts, and we also care very much about all different kinds of artists, and
Yeah, I mean, Amoeba for someone who's maybe not from the Bay Area or from California. I mean, Amoeba Records, it more than just a record store here. You talked about you've hosted concerts from from artists like Sir Paul McCartney, Brian Wilson, Raphael Sadiq. I mean, you get folks coming into the stores and doing these in-store concerts. You have signings as
Yeah,
well. Some of the artists. And this is a landmark institution when it comes to record stores.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, we are a very rare venue where people can get that kind of attention and be able to do an in-store or a signing and have literally hundreds or thousands of people show up to meet artists. But yeah, over the years we have had so many incredible events. I couldn't even begin to list them. But we also have a lot of customers that are famous customers. We have Carlos Santana, and we have Robert Plant and Jimmy Page and
Yeah.
Elvis Costello and Iggy Pop and all these people who come in and shop at our stores. And that's a real treat, obviously, for everyone who works there. And for them, we have a credo where we just like let them shop. We don't leave them alone, let them have a good time. And those are some of the people who really appreciate the most what we do. Yeah.
I'm curious as you look at how you're going to kind of weather this storm that you're in the midst of right now from a business standpoint. Do you look back at all and take anything away from what you had to do to survive the big tidal wave shift that we had from to music being streaming mainly online? I mean, you're still, folks, stream all their music online these days, most of it would seem, but you somehow managed to weather that storm. Do you take anything away from that during this crisis?
Well, just the relative importance of what we do, which is to provide hard copies of music that means so much to people that, all of our devotees, our customers who collect vinyl and CDs and hard copies, those people are the people who care the most about the artist that they love. And I think a hard copy is just, it's that next step from listening, all the ways that you can listen or stream, to have a hard copy means it's something you really care that much about. It's also curated in the way the artist intended with the artwork. And it's so much of a deeper experience. And LP records especially provide this kind of space where you kind of have to put the record on and spend some time really listening. It's a
Mhm.
very different experience than throwing your Spotify on in your headphones or on in your car stereo. Yeah.
So obviously, it's you're trying to keep the doors open. What do as you look over the next few months? What needs to happen to make sure that we still have Amoeba Records around when we get out on the other side of this thing?
Well, first we need to get there and be able to open after the restrictions are lifted, and we have to hope that our customers will be ready and willing to go back into the world to buy things in the way. I mean, I think all the markets for retail items are going to be kind of traumatized. Let's face it. So I think a lot of people are going to be dying to come back into our store. But especially the hardcore people. But I wonder, and I'm especially curious to see how it is for just regular people who want to come in and grab something. We're thinking of all kinds of inventive ways to make it easier for people to shop with us. For example, make it so people can walk up into our store and just say, "Hey, I need the new such and such record," and we'll just go grab it for them and let them buy it that way, and just make it really easy. Act a little bit more like a store that has all the product behind the counter for those who don't really want to penetrate into our store for
Yeah.
too long. So we're kind of trying to come up with a lot of ideas of how to make it really easy for people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's an interesting idea. If someone knows exactly what they want, you just help them get it. And yeah, and I think obviously a lot of businesses are going to be reimagining the way they operate, right? After it's all said and done,
Exactly,
you're gonna be one of them. So you're doing what you can, and the GoFundMe is going well. Where do folks find the GoFundMe page if they love Amoeba Records and they want to help you guys out and make sure you stay open? How do they find you?
A number of places. Obviously, they can go to GoFundMe, or they can come to our Amoeba Music site, or I mean, I could read the address out for you, but I'm sure
Yeah,
it's easy
sure.
to find.
Go for
Yeah.
it. If you got it right in front of you, go for it.
One sec.
Okay.
I should
All
have
right.
had it right in front of me, but
That's all right.
I
But
don't
they
know.
can find you. The Amoeba Records website has a link
Uh,
to the GoFundMe.
yes, it does. It does.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. And
Um,
your final message to music lovers out there, and especially the folks who love vinyl, which is a growing number of people these days. What do you want to say to them here about your business and what what you need at this moment in time to stay afloat?
if people could just help us spread the word about our GoFundMe campaign and help us, achieve, get to everybody for an opportunity to give us a little bit of love. We've done that so much over the years. We have, given so many people so much love over the years. We raised $800,000 for New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina, and we have given so much money to the Rainforest Action Network because that's something we really care about. We have helped so many schools and with musical instruments and programs. We've been out there for people in so many ways, and that's part of why I know people are giving us so much love. And we're just trying to, we're just asking for a little bit of help to keep going here. And I know our people will help us if they get the word. So we're just really looking to try to spread the word about it if we could,
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we are wishing you all the best. As I said, I'm one of the folks who grew up in the Bay Area and spent a lot of time at Amoeba Records in Berkeley, over there on Telegraph Avenue, buying music when I was a
I must,
kid. So it means a lot to me. It's
I
more,
must have seen,
probably, yeah, maybe you
I
may
must have
have seen me
seen
over
you
there.
as a little kid there. Yeah,
But it
that's
could have been
funny. Yeah.
buying some cassettes or some CDs. We weren't buying the records back then, but yeah. Hey, Mark, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. And I wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you so much for your interest and for calling.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
absolutely. All right. Again, that's Mark Weinstein, the founder of Amoeba Records, 3 stores around California, the flagship in Berkeley, the store in San Francisco, and the one down in Hollywood in Southern California as well. Mark, wishing you all the best. Be well, stay healthy, and thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us. I'll let the viewers know that
Indeed.
we have more information up at our website. It's coronavirusnow.com. I'm Alex Savage from KTVU Fox 2 News in the San Francisco Bay Area.